Hi, I will show you how to optimize your NVIDIA graphics card. First of all, we need to download the standard NVIDIA drivers, not the DCH driver which gets installed automatically with your Windows. So just search NVIDIA standard driver and you should get this advanced driver search. Then just enter your graphics card. Select 64-bit if you have that, most likely you do. Then select standard, keep selecting it and select your language and click search and download the latest game ready driver. Shouldn't take too long, maybe it will. It's 500 megabytes. And now you should extract it using 7-zip. If you don't have 7-zip, download it from and extract this to a folder. Once extracted, open the folder and select everything. Then uncheck by pressing Ctrl and clicking the folder display.driver, GF experience and MV12 and these 4 files. Then just hit delete because this is all additional stuff that is not necessarily the driver, and usually it's just telemetry and it slows down your driver. So we delete this and we'll be left with these few folders. Then you just hit setup and it will start installing. Accept. You can do a clean install if you want. I don't really mind just clicking next, so I'll click next. So once the driver is installed, for the next step we will need a profile. I've created a custom profile, optimized it for performance. You can download that in the description and also click on the link in the description that leads to NVIDIA Profile Inspector. Download the latest version, in this case 2.3.0.12. And once that's downloaded, open it up, you can open it, you can extract it as well. I'm going to extract it. And then just open up the NVIDIA Profile Inspector.exe. Once you've opened it up, you can click Import User-Defined Profiles and you just import this profile. And wait a bit till this is loaded. And hit apply. And this basically does everything you would normally do in the NVIDIA control panel, but this is way more advanced and completely optimized, so you don't have to do anything yourself. If you want, you can look into every single setting and look up what it does, change it to your own preference, but well, I have generally already done that, so you can look it up if you want to, and otherwise you can just leave it like this. Now you can just delete this. The next step will be enabling Msi Mode on your graphics card and spreading the load of the graphics card onto the CPU and spreading it onto all cores of the CPU. Since normally it's assigned to core 0 and core 1. So if you have, for example, 4 cores or 8 cores, it'll still be on those 2 cores, or threads in some cases. You just have to download this program, which is called spreadallaffinity.exe, and it's generally spreads the NVIDIA driver CPU usage over all cores. And in that way, you have lower latency and higher FPS. So I'll just run that and that's it. You'll get a small log of what actually happened. And we will also have to enable Msi Mode. You can run this auto Msi Mode program, or you can enable it from the Msi tool itself. Generally, this is quicker, and here you can choose for yourself what your preferences are, since it's not only your graphics card where Msi Mode can be enabled, you also have these other devices. And if I just uncheck these and hit apply and change the priority, and I run the Msi tool, auto Msi tool, it will reset it back to all Msi. And that's generally what you want. So if you want to do this manually, that's fine too. Just download the Msi tool from the description or from the internet and search for your graphics card. This is mine. Check Msi Mode, put it to high, hit apply, and that's all. For the last step, we will delete some telemetry files that have been installed anyway, since you can't turn it off completely from the installer. So what you will have to do is you will have to search for NVIDIA in a program called Everything. Link in the description as well. You would just look for C:/program files and delete the NVIDIA folders from there. So just take ownership of them and delete them. And you will have to shut down the NVIDIA container. You have to close that out of that before you can delete it from program files. And then you just delete it. And then the NVIDIA folder, not the NVIDIA Corporation folder, but the NVIDIA folder, you can delete that from C program files. Here. This is just generally logs. You can delete that. Keep this folder. This is essential, and keep this folder. This is also essential. This is the last good driver since I just installed a new one, so I will delete that, but you probably won't have that, or you might have that. You can delete it if you want. And you'll be left with these two folders, and that's all. Now your NVIDIA driver is completely stripped, fully optimized with the settings. Msi Mode has been enabled, so it will get a little bit more performance. And the load of the graphics card onto the CPU has been spread across all CPUs, therefore also lowering latency. That's the guide. Thank you.